to my channel. My name is Ren and I make videos a couple of times a week about books and pop culture, and today I have 5 book recs for if you are just like me loving Agatha all along. For those that don't know, Agatha all along is the newest Marvel TV show. I am actually obsessed with it. I'm gonna make a whole video about my reintroduction to Marvel, because if you've been on this channel for a while, you all know I'm a huge Marvel fan.
Hey, Miss Potts. If you find this recording, don't feel bad about this. Turn about you.
Oh my god.
That's all I see.
MCU just feels different knowing that he's not going to be in it anymore ever. So it is currently San Diego ComicCon happening as a thing, and as usual I'm not there. Insane amount of Marvel information, and I wanted to talk about it. Like, set up this multiverse where they live in this different place, and you kind of Endgame happened, and then everything, it wasn't even necessarily Endgame, it was everything after Endgame. There was a lot of new stuff. I'm going to make a video about that and like why I think Marvel have actually kind of got their groove back a little bit, where I do think they lost it for a bit. But this video is about Agatha. I want to do like, I'll talk more about the actual series in that other video, but in this video I want to recommend some books that I think you would like if you are loving Agatha all along. I find that I watch an episode and then I just want to consume as much content that's the same. I peruse my bookshelves and I've been on a bit of a witchy book kick. So, but before we get into that, a little bit of housekeeping. First one, my microphone is broken, the one that I normally use, my Snowball. I don't know what's up with it. I recorded my last podcast episode and then realised that the only audio I had was from my phone. So the next few videos might not be the best quality whilst I wait to get a new microphone. Number 2, like I said, my name's Ren. If you like books, if you like pop culture, if you want to nerd out with me, we are a multi-fandom place. We talk about fandom, we love it. I've always been a huge fan of things. If you want to come and join us, if you want to geek out with us, then come and hit that subscribe button and make sure to give this video a like as well. So without further ado, here are 5 books you should read if you like Agatha all along. So the first book that I have, I cannot find my physical copy of anywhere. So here's a picture of it, and that's These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling. It focuses on Hannah, and an elemental. She's able to control all of the elements, and she lives in Salem, but she has to keep her magic to herself. She is not allowed to talk about it. She will lose it if someone sees her using it who isn't also magical. So she just kind of tries to lay low. A blood ritual interrupts the end of school year bonfire. Lots of dark magic becomes very obvious, like kind of encapsulate Salem, and it's everything from there, and Hannah has to team up with her ex-girlfriend to figure out what's going on and help stop everything. I loved this book. I mean, the majority of these books are queer. This book's very queer. I loved the exploration of witchcraft and different forms of witchcraft, and take on like, it's like obviously like modern day Salem. I liked the mystery elements and I just thought it was really good. And kind of like figuring out something that's going on in the town. I kind of feel like it gave Westview vibes, you know, so I enjoyed. And we have The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. This one I think is more for people that enjoy kind of Agatha's backstory, and like obviously Agatha is an ancient witch. This focuses on Emmanuelle, and she was born on the fringes of Bethel, and she is just basically, she has to obey the church and follow holy protocol. It's actually in this place where a prophet killed 4 witches and cleansed everything. Gets kind of drawn into the like woods surrounding the area, and that's kind of where the spirits of the witches are. They give Emmanuelle a gift. She learns a lot about why her mother was friends with witches and why she spoke with witches, and the history of the place and what happened with those prophets. So it's everything from there. Tagline for this is what drew me in, and it's 4 witches, 4 warnings, 4 plagues, and the first had come upon them. It is so good. I think you'll really like this if you like kind of the history part of it, and learning a bit more about witches and kind of perceptions of witches, and I just think it's really good. So yeah. Now we have the most recent one that I've got and read, and that's Now Conjurers by Freddie Colt. This is set in 1999. It's set in Massachusetts, but not Salem. Nesbit discovers a body, like a partially devoured body of the quarterback, dark quarterback, a witch, and also Nesbit's secret boyfriend. So now the rest of the coven that they have to figure out what is going on and what happened and why this happened and what is going on in the town. And there's everything from there and everything that their coven discovers. This was super fun. I enjoyed this. I like that it was set in the 90s. Like, I'm a big thing about books set in the 90s at the moment. Maybe it's because I'm approaching 30 and I'm like feeling like nostalgic for the 90s. But then we have The Scapegraces by Hannah Abigail Clark. This focuses on Sideways, and she has always sort of been on the outside, and then this new group of her friends that she kind of gets pulled into, she's now sort of like uncovering everything from there and trying to balance regular human life with the supernatural element, kind of everything from there and Sideways' new life. And basically, like, this kind of gives me like, yeah, it's like, you know, teenage witch vibes. And I just thought this was really good because this is really good kind of coming of age and figuring out who you are and relationships and friendships and that kind of thing, whilst also being very good when it comes to like witches. And finally, we have Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. This is, I'm actually currently rereading this. But 1893, there's no such thing as witches. They used to be in the wild, dark days before the burnings began, but now witching is nothing but tidy charms and nursery rhymes. But when the Eastwood sisters, James Juniper, Agnes Amaranth, and Beatrice Belladonna join the suffragists of New Salem, they begin to pursue the forgotten words and ways that might turn the women's movement into the witches movement. And this is really good because it talks a lot about, yeah, like getting women to vote and the suffragist movement and everything, but then also witches and the perception of that. Like, I think it's a really interesting way to kind of tie the two together, which I think is very also quite relevant. Like, if you think about the way that men treated witches and the people that were perceived to be witches, and the way that, you know, people were kind of, these rights were taken from them, and any woman who stood up for something or did something a little bit different was deemed a witch. And then if you look at what the suffragist movement was doing and how they were trying to give women more rights and more place to vote and stuff, I can see why the two become entangled and why that's been explored here. And I think that that's really good, and it's done that in a really good way. And it's just this really good exploration of women and the power that women can have. And I loved it. I also wanted to give a shout out. This isn't particularly like related to Agatha, but I found this in the shop, and it's Marvel Voices, it's Pride Voices, and it's all of the queer characters and also queer like illustrators. So there's like different stories and different comics in it, whilst also the different like stories from the illustrators and like creatives. And this, without spoiling, has a relevance to Agatha. Maybe. If you know, you know. I thought I'd recommend this because I thought this was really good. This is the first queer anthology Marvel have done. I love it. I think they should do more. I like that they are highlighting all of the queer voices involved with creating the characters, whilst also the characters themselves. But it is not necessarily a book to read if you like Agatha. It's just, I wanted to add it on. But yes, have you guys read any of these? What did you think? I would also love to know your own recommendations. If there's any books you think I will love because I love Agatha, or that anyone else will love if they love Agatha, please leave it in the comments so that we can all share together. Like I said, if you're new here, I make videos a couple of times a week about books and pop culture. So if you want to stick around and join us, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell and come and join us. As usual, all the links to my other social medias and also my podcast will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing really, 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 really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.